Assalamualaikum and good evening to Dr. Amalina. We are from Group 3 and we're going to present on the topic Knowledge in Cognitive Psychology. The group members are me, Afifah Shahira, Nur Rosnani, Muhammad Hafizul Ashraf, Nur Ain Wahida and also Nasim Fatimah. Conceptual knowledge is the knowledge of understanding the concepts, principles, theories, models or classifications. Reading, observing, hearing, experiencing, or be attentive of something are ways to acquire conceptual knowledge. Gain knowledge is important because knowledge is like fuel that drives human life. Everything that we do requires knowledge. There is a popular phrase that said, knowledge is so powerful as it can shape our career, makes us successful, and helps us in overcome hurdles in our life. We have to seek knowledge precisely because knowledge can help us better understanding, upgrading our thinking skills as well as helps us in making the right decisions. Our role play is about a group of friends who go to cycling tournament and one of them is the former cycling athlete. So he will share his experiences and information about cycling to his other friends. So we include the approaches such as a Roche approach, semantic approach and connectionist approach in our role play.
The first approach that we use in this video is Roche approach. This approach is about the different level of categories. The first level is global level or subordinate level. This level is contain a fewer information because it is too global and it tend to combine the categories. For example, in our video, we are more focused on bicycle instead of vehicle because if we say about the vehicle as a general, we can lose the main information about the tournament. The next level is basic level. Most people will assess it first because people tend to say the basic part instead of global and specific level. Basic level can relate to many categories. Specific level is the last level in Roche approach. This level is known as subordinate level. People who are expert will use this level more than basic level, but in this level we will gain a little information. For example, in our roleplay, Hafizul as a former athlete always use specific level such as road bike and track bike instead of bicycle in the basic level.
So hi, Assalamualaikum, my name is Rosnani. So I will explain about the semantic network approach related to the daily life. So what is semantic network approach? The network is made up of nodes are linked together. Accordingly, each node represents a category of concept and concepts are assigned to a node that related concepts are linked in the network. So it also describes the mental organization of declarative facts and knowledge. Furthermore, several properties for each concept are also indicated. These linked connected help to specify how they are related to each other in our mind. Therefore, consider how we would retrieve the property of the bicycle from the network to see how this network works and how it's proposed that knowledge and the concept is organized in the mind. So we can see that how the basic of knowledge about bicycle can link and connect with other information in our mind. Therefore, we tend to see more knowledge about bicycle after applying semantic network approach, plus it helps to learn more about the bicycle. For example, in the video we only know the basic of the bicycle, but after gain many information shared by the members such as the type of sport, the type of bikes used and person in charge in the bike sport provide a lot of info that we have learned indirectly. We already link many concepts of knowledge with a basic level we have in our mind, and the semantic network proves that it can also aid in the comprehension of debates on continuous issue. This method of storing shared properties only once a higher level node is referred to as a cognitive economy. Spreading activation is defined as activities that spread along any link connected to the activated node. As a result, knowledge is a collection of information about the concept and how those concepts relate to one another. So, the semantic network have had a significant impact on the development of memory model because they are based on the idea which activation might spread from one node to another node. So, semantic network and spreading activation have been conventional for modeling sentence verification and priming and have been incorporated into a different of localist connectionist model.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Hafizul Ashraf bin Jaafar. So I will continue with the next approach, which is Connectionist Approach. So the Connectionism approach is a method for developing computer models that describe cognitive functions. This procedure may concentrate on concept representation connection approaches. These models are also known as the Parallel Distributed Processing Model, which is PDP, since they propose that concepts are represented by actions scattered across networks. So basically, connectionist approaches seems to be similar to neural network as well as provide a different complement to cognitive models influenced by computer models. As an example from a video played on topic knowledge, this approach is used to find out about an information in which a former cyclist tells about the bike to his acquaintance to ensure there is no doubt between each of these topics. So this is because cognitive also involves the human brain as processing information, as happens in this group, with the aim of taking new information as knowledge. Only they can take this data into the system throughout the ongoing input and output process. From here too, as the next narrator is able to study human behavior towards this model so that the information given can be accepted, even though we know that our brains sometimes have different algorithms, the answer issued for each person will be different where it is most slow due to the processing steps performed. Despite the change in theories, humans are able to identify what is learned in the trial because the flow in this approach is seen to be simpler than before, and it describes the treatment of brain information in the most satisfactory way.
The next, I will present the topic about what is embroidery approach. Embroidery approach is a sense at why? Because knowledge of concept is based on the reactivation of the sensory and motor process that occur when we interact with the object. According to this theory, when a person uses a hammer, sensory area is activated in response to the hammer. For example, the size, the shape, and the color, when seeing the hammer or reading the words, the sensory area will reactivate, and it is the information that represents the hammer. Embroidery approaches differ in their core claims about the role of the sensory motor system in the cognitive, and they rely on this embodied into representation of cognitive structure. In the video, at the first question scenario, character Nasim Fatima asked a question to Hafizul about how the racing system and why does cycling need to follow the person in front of them. The second question scenario, the character Ain Wahida will ask to Hafizul about the difference between road cycle and the track cycle. Even though all embodied approaches share a general motive of cognitive being grounded in the body system and in context situation activity, offline and abstract cognitive constitute a challenge to the embodied approaches. In conclusion, important property knowledge is more than just a complementary emphasis based on classification. With this understanding, you may evaluate similarly based on the features that are generally important the category rather than being misled by irrelevant or inactive properties. This visualization necessitates global procedures such as those that modify connections weight to allow the new knowledge to be created. When empathy to define a presto individual frequency, distributed features that are in the fact closely related to the notion. Prototype can be used to relate to the one capacity inside the memory to be the ones we accurate first before using the frequency. The main session to be more homologous than hierarchically in organizations category. Frequency expressed by single word, however, strategy may be insufficient for being aware of the abstract strategy you apply to your categorical knowledge. That's all from us.
Oh my god guys, the tournament was amazing! It was a wondrous event. Surprisingly, it's really fun to watch them in real life compared to watch in TV.
I know, right? Hey, you guys see that there were a lot of good-looking athletes out there?
Guys, I think the winner looks highly attractive and very nice. Did you see that?
Yeah.
What are you doing, guys? Watching tournament or watching people?
Guys, I still confused and don't understand about how the racing system. I just want to know about that. Hafizul, you used to be an athlete, right? Can you tell me a little bit about why does the cyclist need to follow the person in front of them?
Yes, I am a former cycling athlete. The person in front of it was a motor pacer. He is the one in charge of setting the current speed in this event.
Oh, like that. Now I see it.
Is there a difference between a track bike and a road bike?
No, because I only watch it on TV, so I don't know about motor pacer in further.
Of course, guys.
Really? What's the difference? I mean, they look the same to me.
Listen to explanation video first lah, Pipa. He knows better. He is a former athlete, right?
Okay, relax. There are many sorts of bikes on this track based on the rider's characteristics and the events specified by the coaches. The difference is defined by the brand, size, weight, geometry, and gear.
What? the brand also need to play the big role too?
Yes, because each bike is priced differently depending on its capabilities. The pricing determines the bike quality. The greater the price, the better the bike quality. But keep in mind that the bike does not have to be expensive to offer the rider an advantage. In fact, the advantage will be beneficial if the rider receives proper training.
Then how about the group of people who were cycling on the road?
That's why usually we just watch the tutorial.
Oh, I know that sport. So as far as I know, there is two types of cycling sport, which is the first one we call as the run indoor, and the other one we call as the run outdoor. So when they race on the road, we call as the run outdoor. So the difference between these two is the outdoor one has a marshal that keep the traffic safe during the pre-tournament. Usually they will functioning in the training, but in the real tournament, the police traffic will do the same thing as marshal to provide safety to the athlete. That is as far as I know.
Ah, I see.
You know? Well, apparently, you know a little bit about the bicycle.
Wow, there is a lot of useful info that we get today.
Wait a minute. My food isn't up yet.
Hello? When do you order your food? You just arrived.
Hello. Oh yeah. Waiters?
A few moments later.
Hello sir, this is your food.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, everyone, let's eat first. Enjoy your meal.